So the children are here for you. And they have quite a lot. For now, they are going to interview you. I don't know what the interview is all about. I think all of us will have to sit back and see what this interview is all about. One more time, man of God, sir. Please, the children would want you upstage, sir. Thank you very much. Please, a round of applause for our daddy. Please keep clapping, keep clapping. I'm sure this is Mommy Eno sitting there. And of course, Pastor Jerry Jr., if you ask me.
Hello all, a very big welcome to the Mighty Earth Broadcast Network, transmitting live from our Abuja studios. My name is Agiba Ala, and I have my co-presenter Olivia here with me. Hello, Olivia.
Hi, Agiba.
On today's episode, our guest is a passionate teacher of the word, a charismatic author, and convener of the largest growing online prayer platform, popularly known as NPPD.
Our guest is also the lead pastor and president of Streams of Joy International.
Please join me in welcoming Pastor Jerry Uchechukwu Eze. Welcome, Pastor Jerry. It's such a delight to have you on the show today.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.
Pastor Jerry, every great man was once a child, just like Olivia and I. Please tell us what inspired you when you were young.
When I was young, what inspired me? Like when I was your age, is that what you meant? To be honest, I didn't know exactly what inspiration was at that age. So, but the only thing I knew was that my mom said that God told her that I was going to end up being a pastor. So all she did was to make sure I didn't hang out with the wrong children. She beat the hell out of me each time she saw me on the streets. Like it was even as little as playing with other children that were on our street. So because we grew up in a poor home, very poor, so we lived on the streets with other children. So my mom always insisted that I had no business playing with the other children, that because my destiny was not like theirs. So it didn't even make sense to me because I didn't understand why I couldn't play with the other children. You know, normal play that children play. So my mom would say, don't play with them, don't. And if I try, she will come back and say to me that God showed her my video where I was playing with the other children, and it would really turn out to be true. She would tell me the time I was playing. So that kind of scared me. So I knew that even when I wasn't there, my mom was seeing me play with the other children. So I grew up I just grew up in the church, basically, because my hangout place became the church. How I grew up was in the church. So that is what I will call inspiration, basically. Not that something inspired me like adults, yes.
As a child, were you a perfect child or stubborn?
How am I supposed to tell you I'm a stubborn child? I don't know. I don't know what I was like when I was, but I didn't think I was stubborn. I wasn't stubborn at all. How can I be stubborn? And my mother would be beating me inside the church. I would have revolted. Like I knew I was a child like every other person, but I wasn't a stubborn child. I think adults liked me a lot because they felt like I was really calm. You know, I was calm with the adult. My mother always felt like there was a need to beat me. So she had one reason or the other to always beat me. So I didn't think I was a stubborn child. I didn't think I was. But my mom beat me a couple of times when I wasn't stubborn.
Okay, what memories of your childhood are dear to you?
What memories of my childhood are dear to me? Maybe when we went for street evangelism and it started raining and we started singing, and we started singing under the rain and we started dancing under the rain. We didn't have money also, we are not like you people. So we didn't hang out at the parks. There was no place to, if you wanted to play, you were going to play on the street. So I didn't have, and so my mom wouldn't even let me play. So I don't have such memories of, I played with the children until I hurt myself and all that. So I don't have such memories. So the only memory I have is church memories. So I could just go on and tell you about church. So my way of trying to say my journey did not start just at the showing off of Pastor Jerry. Yes.
What's your favorite color?
Brown.
What's your favorite food?
Favorite food? I like afang soup. Okay, so I'm married to an ethnic woman. So my wife is cross Riverian. If Mama finished cooking afang soup for you, you will not even eat your mother's food. I'm telling you the truth. I'm not lying.
Okay. What time do you sleep?
Okay, so my life has changed, and I'm going to tell you what my life looks like. So we literally leave work sometimes at about past 10 p.m. So I get back home and I probably sleep between when I can and when I would, between sometimes between 11 and 12:30 a.m. and I wake up. It's a daily routine for me. I pray from that time till 4:30 a.m. every day of my life. Sometimes it gets to 5 a.m. And once I'm done with the morning prayer, I know that NPPD is just the next thing. So I literally take my shower and then we start driving down. So this has happened over 10 years of my life. So when people see what happens on NPPD and say, oh, miracles are happening and all that, is a product of prayer. And these are many years of intercession, many years of, and all of that. So you see, I have to answer you like this. So every time there's a supernatural work, it means that behind the scenes somebody has been paying the price. God can never trust me with the world if he has not proven me with my private altar. He would never trust me with the world and the way people are. How it is that, like you now as a child, that you are everything you want to become, you must be ready to pay the price. So it is not, my voice is bad all day, all week and all that. So this is not my real voice. So but then this has become my prayer voice because you're done with this. And the world is asking you, pray for me, pray for me, pray for me, pray for me, and all that. When you say to people, I will pray for you, you must make sure you are praying for them. And so that is the way it is. I don't like it that I don't sleep. I try to see if I can sleep in the day, but people, it's not easy, right? I would have wanted a better life, like a more leisure life. So,
what makes you happy?
Just seeing people's problem. I'm so excited hearing testimonies. Every time someone comes and says, this has changed, that is sincerely, I don't know what else. Everybody who knows me knows how I'm lit up every time. Whether if I want to maybe eat now and you give me a testimony, I can't eat again. Or just so I and my people, we just relish the fact that that's just what makes me happy. Just hearing that I'm no longer burdened, I'm no longer pained. Because people have problems. Is a lot. If you really think that, that's why, children have to really listen to their parents, because your parents have a lot of problems. But half of the time, they're not telling you what they are going through. So I am face to face with people's problems. Sometimes it is overwhelming. I'm scared of looking at my phone, because my phone, you see, my brother is dead, my sister is dead, this person not working, and they're saying to you, Pastor Jerry, if you don't pick this phone now, God will not be happy with you. No, that's what makes me happy. When I see that they are finally happy. Yes.
What makes you sad?
When I see people in trouble. So if you flip it the other way. So when I see that people are not happy, maybe people are, I don't know, but I don't know.
So we like your shoes, your outfit, and your hairstyle. What inspires your dressing?
Ask me spiritual questions. I think I just generally like fine things. I like fine things. So I think that's what inspires me. I just like anything that is fine. So if it is fine, I don't know that there's anything at all, maybe value or price or anything. So if it is good and can be afforded and it is fine, I will like. Anything that is fine is what I like. So my hair. Did you ask?
Yes, sir.
I don't know. I honestly don't. So because it's fine, actually. Because it's fine. Is it not fine?
Yes, sir.
But you need to get in line. Ask your mom to get in line.
Okay, just a few more questions before we wrap this up. Tell us a bit more about your ministry. When did you give your life to Christ?
So I cannot remember the day exactly, but I remember it was a Wednesday service. I was in primary 5 or thereabout. Yes, primary 5 in the primary school. So, and I remember this man. His name is Brother Ephraim. So my sister had just taken me to this church, and it was a very local church, and the man was preaching that night. I didn't know what came over me. I'm not sure I remember what he said, but I knew I cried all the time, and I just kept hearing God say he was going to use me. So I was crying and crying. Then all of a sudden that night, one sister Maria, one elderly woman, also began to speak it. There's a way they used to prophesy those days. It's not now. Now it's a little more psychedelic. So Sister Maria now begins to prophesy, shout in tongues, then comes to where I am and then says that Jesus was carrying me. And I was really quite young, maybe I was 8 or 9, that Jesus was carrying me. I don't forget that Jesus was carrying me. Jesus was carrying me. That's what she just kept saying. The day I gave my life to Christ. So that was when I gave my life to Christ. So I should tell you about my ministry. Is why your parents brought you here. That's my ministry. So my ministry is essentially what you see. I don't know how to describe my ministry. There are different facets of ministry with me, whether it's the teaching ministry or the healing ministry or the deliverance ministry or they're just different.
Difference between the healing and the deliverance.
What's the healing?
Yeah,
you need to join School of Ministry. I like your interest. God wants to use you. So you need to, because for you to want to know the difference between healing and deliverance ministry. So let me just tell you very briefly, healing is just for those who are afflicted in their bodies, maybe people who are sick. And then deliverance are those who are oppressed. Do you understand? So now in deliverance ministry, there are those who are influenced, there are those who are oppressed, and there are those who are possessed. Influenced, oppressed, and possessed. So I can't go into details with all that. Yes.
When you were young, did you imagine you'll have this kind of impact?
No. But what I heard my mom say to me, that God showed us. So when I got a job with the World Bank, I used to work for the World Bank project on HIV and AIDS, and then from there I got a job. So the day I came to tell my mom that I got a job with the United Nations, specifically UNFPA. So I was so excited because we were poor. So I thought that every time I had an improvement in my life, it was going to excite my mom. So I came and told my mom that God had given me a job, and she said it's a lie, that it's not God that brought the job. So that I was deviating from my core calling in life. That this is not what God said. That what she has seen, and I quote her word for word, was God taking me to different nations of the world, speaking the word of God to people. That not this. Let me quote her. Let me speak it in English because she spoke it in Igbo, but she said it to interpret it in English, not this useless job that I have gotten. I mean, that was a job at the United Nations. My mom called it useless job. So between when I left full-time job to enter full-time ministry and now, I look back and maybe she was right.
About NSPPD, yeah, we join with our parents every day. What inspired it?
Okay, so it didn't set out to be NSPPD like we know it right now. So because even when we started, it didn't have a name. So one day, so a couple of them are in church today. So when COVID broke out and then there was a total lockdown, church were locked down and all that. So it didn't give us time to plan or maybe what do we do differently. So I had to call some of my people who incidentally are very aware and extremely very intellectual of what is good. So I called them, I said, please, can we have a meeting in church? Let's know what we have to do differently about. So they were very unwilling. So because you know how it is then, COVID, everybody go fit COVID everywhere and all that. So they couldn't even answer me for us to have that meeting. So I had to speak to my wife. I told my wife, this is really a mess. I was very angry because I know that we operate by a higher set of rules and COVID can never be an interruption to the work of God. So I got on the prayer platform with anger. So, and if you go back to former videos when we started, I was speaking against COVID. I was angry with COVID. I was attacking people who said, because I knew God had given us the power. So a few times when COVID started, when we started, my attention was those in, what's it called? These quarantine centers, what's it called now? Isolation centers. So that was where we started from. So I got angrier and angrier as the days were going by. So it was actually the lockdown that started. So my wife and I, she followed me and then we just kept speaking hope and telling people there's nothing to be afraid. This is the work of the enemy. Because you know what? People die not because they are sick or because they got afraid. So, because the Bible says fear has torment. So I just felt like there was so much fear in the air. Even people who did not have COVID became symptomatic. Like, you don't have COVID, but those days people will tell you, oh, pastor, my chest is blocking. My chest is blocking and all that. I cannot smell anything. Even when people don't have catarrh, they cannot smell something. So it's not like everything now is now. So that was what inspired NSPPD.
Okay, so from my research, I have discovered that only 13% of the world's population speaks English. Are you planning to open a TV station for the remaining 87 who don't speak English?
Once again, what are you saying? Sorry, let me understand what you said.
I said that only 13% of the world's population speaks English.
Yes.
So are you planning to open a TV station for the remaining 87% who don't speak English?
As in I should open TV station. What God cannot do does not exist. Okay, so while we're thinking about the TV station, let me quickly say that what we discovered lately was on NSPPD, we discovered people replying the prayers in their different languages. So it's either that they are beginning to use translators. I don't know, but you people know. So we are praying and they are hearing the prayer, or maybe it is translating in their own. So people are, as we are doing it, so there are too many languages that now come on NSPPD platform and they are just making comments in their own languages. So I think technology has also tried to help in order to make sure people are hearing. But we are trying to also be very deliberate about it, at least in some major languages of the world, to make sure that all that happens. Yeah.
What is your typical day like after NSPPD?
My typical day. So, my typical day is very, So the demand is worldwide, the demand is global. So after NSPPD, what I get to have is there are too many, before we started being strict about those who come. So people flying from everywhere, flying from the US, flying from everywhere. So after NSPPD, there are people who are usually around when NSPPD is going on. So they come in and then they're usually everywhere. They're flying from different parts of the world, and then it's like people are coming for pilgrimage. And then what I usually used to do was to start attending to them, but now we can't. I really can't do that. So, but what has increased is people, nations are asking, okay, Pastor, please, can you come? Can you come? Can you come? So I can't come. So they are saying, okay, Pastor, you can at least do videos for us. So my typical day is NSPPD is done. What I do is that I take a shower out of the sweat of NSPPD, change my clothes immediately, get downstairs when everywhere is evacuated. It's either we get to studio or we go online. But then again, there is one more ministry to record for. There's a church in Canada. There's a church in Russia to record for. So I just go on and typically do all of that. And then too many things, and all that, because I don't want to say the other ones that happen so it doesn't inspire people to try it. So, but that's exactly what it is. And then that's it.
What time do you wake up for? You already said that you wake up by 12:30 and then you continue. But if you didn't wake up by 12:30, what time would you wake up for?
I must wake up. So it's not even if I don't wake up, I must wake up. So this is what I've done over the years. So like when it is 12:30, okay, like when we're done on Friday, we had a program in church here that finished quite late. So by the time I saw a few people who came in, so it was already 1 a.m., right? And then as soon as I got back to the room, it was already prayer time. So I just had to pray till morning. So even if I don't wake up, my eyes will open.
Wow.
I don't know whether you understand that kind of way your body is structured. So even if you are saying you are tired, but yet you cannot sleep, because your body is saying it's time to pray.
What words do you have for our audience out there, the mighty arrows?
Okay, I've already told them. So you see, my mother, I listen to my mother, and that is why I am where I am. So if there's anything called what I regret, is I wish my mother was here. So if you have your mom or your dad, listen to them. They are the amazing, most amazing set of people you can ever think of. So she prayed hard. Now, when I was learning how to pray, my mom was the one who would wake me up in the middle of the night and tell me, start praying and all that. If I dare complain about it, she would beat me. So it's something that people now will call, this is child abuse. She abused me into my purpose. So, and then she just saw a whole lot. She just saw a whole lot. So my advice for what's it called? Mighty Arrows is children, obey your parents in the Lord and all that. So and that's the same way I'm talking to parents as well. If you don't know the future of your children, what would you direct them into? What compass? So we're giving birth to children, we don't know their purpose. We allow them choose whatever they want to choose. God hasn't told you anything. My mother did not say it once for me to hear. She said it again and again and again. She used all that she could in order to pattern my life to where I am right now.
Okay. And as we round up, let us hear you say out your favorite words on NSPPD. What God cannot do, what God cannot do. Thank you so much, Pastor, for honoring us with your presence today. We hope to see more of you, and we wish you a happy birthday filled with God's blessing in your life. Until next time, goodbye.
Bye.
Olivia and Akiba, bye.
Thank you very much. That was really amazing. Streams of joy, Abuja. Can you put your hands together?